My wife, Dorothy, better known as Dot for most folks. We've enjoyed sugaring here. We bought the place in 1987, and I think the very next spring we had a very primitive lean-to type of arrangement out on the back lawn to make some syrup. And after doing that for 2-3 years, we decided that we wanted to do something a little better. So we designed the Sugarhouse, built it ourselves. The concrete floor that I'm standing on, she and I mixed the concrete. That was 24 wheelbarrow loads of concrete that Saturday. We were ready for sit down by the time supper time came, but we had a floor there. And then we built the Sugarhouse, pretty much my own design from the UVM extension Sugarhouse design pamphlet. I just simply took that and modified it. That was originally a 16 by 24. This Sugarhouse is only 10 by 12 with an add-on woodshed, 2007, an add-on sap storage room, and it must have been just about 2016 or 17, I bought the RO, and so we had to build an RO room that had to be insulated so that the equipment would not freeze. So we're about to light this fire so we can get things going, and this is the way I do it. That gets things going pretty good, and I'm going to turn the fan on down here. Okay, we're going to give it a little more heat now we get the fan going. There. When the syrup is ready, it comes off the front pan, and we open a faucet over here and drain it into a bucket, and then I'll take it over and strain it. It's not started yet, just really getting going, but I thought I would show you that process before it gets all full of steam and you can't see so well. So the sap comes in from the back pan, up into the front pan, and as it moves forward in the front pan, it becomes thicker and thicker, it becomes closer to syrup. Once it gets up to syrup, and we check it with the equipment, the thermometer here and the hydrometer, we'll then draw syrup off. I watch the thermometer, and it boils at 7 degrees hotter than water. And so once the temperature gauge shows 7, I draw syrup off. And when it goes below 7, we stop. I keep a timer in the Sugarhouse. When you're boiling, firing with wood, I like to fire up about every 7 minutes. That keeps me on time, keeps the front pan boiling, the back pan boiling. You don't want to let the sap sit around and not boil. That's when it mixes and it takes longer to take a batch off. Okay, I just started the fire not 5 minutes ago, and already we've got boiling in the front pan. It's right over the fire, so it's hottest, and so that starts to boil first. The back pan is still warming up, and it will start boiling within another 5 minutes or so itself. But this gives an idea of just how things start up. It's a slow process in the beginning, and once it gets up to temperature, things go right along pretty well. And the steam goes right up through the top of the sugar house, through that opening up there, and I'm going to step outside, and we can see that it goes up through and comes out the top. Sap comes in from the back fan back here, comes into the tank outside. That's where all the sap is collected and drawn into. The sap is filtered through a special filter, and then it comes into the back pan. The sap then flows around through the back pan up into this box here, and from here comes into the front pan, which is known as the syrup pan, and that's where we'll be taking syrup off. The further it goes through divisions, and it's a continuous flow, so it's almost like a long line of sap, and at the very end is where it's going to be the most concentrated. It's going to become syrup. It's syrup when it is up to about 67 to 68% sugar, and I check it with a hydrometer. The hydrometer is a device here that will float in maple syrup. It sinks to the bottom in sap. So as it gets thicker, it floats higher and higher, and there's a red line right here on the hydrometer. And when that is floating at the top of the syrup, we know we have legal density maple syrup. So we check the syrup density with the hydrometer. At the same time, there's a thermometer right here. Syrup boils 7.5 degrees hotter than water. And so this is zeroed in at boiling water is set on 0. And when it gets up to 7.5, we know we've got syrup. And we open up the valve down here and start throwing the syrup out until it drops below 7. We shut it off, and at that point I'll take the syrup over to the strainer, which is over this other side. I'm going to move this camera around, and the syrup is then brought over to the strainer. And the strainer here, I take the top off, and inside is it's a special felt strainer that filters the syrup, and the syrup is drawn down into the tank, where it waits until it's time to can it. And when it's time to can it, I'll turn the heat on underneath. It's a propane burner, and I'll bring the temperature of the syrup up to 180 to 190 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the proper temperature for canning syrup. And at that point, I will draw it into my containers right here through this draw-off, and we'll can it up. And when we get done at each day, I actually will can up a jar of a sample. So I have a sample of every single syrup that we've made each day. We've got a sample of it, and that maintains the permanent record for the coming year. If there's any questions about a particular day's syrup, I have a sample right here. One of the things you need with boiling maple sap is a defoamer. It's a fat or a vegetable oil, and it can come in a liquid, or in this case a powder, and I use the powder, and it's used to knock down the foam, because if you don't knock down the foam, it can go up and over very quickly and make a mess. As sap gets close to syrup, the bubbles change, and as we can see here, they love to rise up, and that's where just a little bit of defoamer, I'm using a powdered defoamer, helps to knock it down. You don't want it boiling up and over. As it gets deeper, you've got a more likely chance of scorching the bottom of the pan, because it's actually thinner down there on the bottom where the liquid is supposed to be. Everybody reads something, different languages. a Sugarmaker, I would say Sugarmaker learns to read the bubbles, because that can tell you an awful lot about how close you are to syrup. And we're looking at those bubbles. They're just kind of, it's hard to see them here maybe because it's just the steam. But combine that with the thermometer, it's at 7, almost 7. We are looking at bubbles that are telling us we're at syrup. Okay, we are at 7 or just slightly above. I've opened up the spigot. We're drawing syrup off here. Look at the bubbles in there, and you can see they're just a little bit different. Over here on the far right side, that's where the syrup is, and as you look back to the left, that's less cooked, and the bubbles are different. So you do learn to look at the bubbles. You learn syrup by the way they're boiling. And that's actually quite heavy right now. I'm going to open it up just a little bit more, increase the flow out, so then that will draw less cooked sap in behind it, and that was going to push the syrup out, and we're collecting it. Okay, syrup is ready when the hydrometer shows the red line right at the surface of the syrup. I'm not sure if this will focus in. I think you can see that red line right there at the top, and the temperature will vary a little bit with thermometer. This is actually 220.5 or 6, and we have syrup. So now we're going to pour it into the strainer, and we will strain it and then get ready to can it up. Okay. All right. Just get the action. The filters consist of a cone felt filter, and inside of that I put a what we call a pre-filter, and that does a good job at filtering the syrup and making it nice and clear. That's what we're looking for. And then at the very last step, we take a sample of the syrup right here and we put it into a grading kit. And we look at it through the light, there we go, to see what grade it is. When we filter the syrup, we're actually filtering out niter. There's a description of it. By state law, we must filter it out. It is not legal to sell syrup that is cloudy. The reverse osmosis, in very simple terms, pumps sap through a membrane that separates water from the sweet. The sugar molecules are bigger, they cannot pass through, so they get diverted into back into the tank, and we separate out the water, and the water's in here is simply caught right here in the barrel. That's pure water, and when the barrel gets full, I use that for rinsing and flushing the machine, and the rest of it I put down across the meadow. Here's my supper. Doesn't that look good? It's hot, it's steaming, and oh, it is very, very tasty. And look at these cream puffs. Yeah, good. The last step in making maple syrup is canning it, and we put it into these nice plastic jugs that are made just for syrup, and we fill them right up to the top, right up within 1/4 inch of the top, and then I put a cap on it and I lay it on its side and let it cool, and then set it up, and we go in for the night. The temperature is important. We have to get it hot. We get it up to 180 to 190 degrees Fahrenheit to can it, and that makes a nice sterilized container, and the syrup keeps very nicely for a good long time. So that's pretty much it. I have a lot of fun doing it. From the days of working with my grandparents and parents on the home farm, maple's been in my blood. I enjoy it. I look forward to it. I can't imagine going through spring without making pure Vermont maple syrup.